Welcome to the Mindful Movement Meditation. Please find yourself a comfortable seated position, either on a chair or on the bed, but just making sure that you have enough space to move your feet and your legs and your arms around without there being any obvious hindrance. Though usually such meditations happen in the video mode, the specific reason for the audio is to emphasize the point that this meditation is not about how well you perform it. So even if there are movements that you're not sure you're doing the right way, that is perfectly okay. Just making sure that you are mindful through the movement processes as we go along the body. And the other attitude that we'd want to bring to this meditation is that of self-kindness. Remember, we are not trying to build muscles of the body, just the mindfulness muscles. And so making sure that you are in that 60% of the body's capacity for most part. So whenever you feel that there is a movement that you're unsure of or may cause pain or discomfort to a large extent, just letting it be. And if for those moments you do want to bring mindfulness, you can just bring mindfulness to your breathing. And now let us begin this meditation by just feeling a little more settled. So maybe as you're sitting here, taking a couple of deep breaths, just those deep filling up your lung inhales and gradual exhales. Just a couple of more at your own pace. And then return to the natural rhythm of the breath when you feel comfortable. So today's mindful movement meditation begins with being mindful of the sensations at the forehead area. So just maybe start by gently having a small tightness in your forehead, kind of like a frown that you may bring up, and just noticing that tension along the forehead and the eyebrows, extending all the way to the eyes, feeling the stresses wherever they come up, those sensations, and then gently letting go, feeling that relaxation. Now, moving to the other part of the face, we bring to ourselves the widest smile that we may ever have had. So, with that intention of flexing all your facial muscles, just smile as wide as you can. If it helps, bring to mind a pleasant memory from the past and just letting that smile widen and feeling those slight stretches at the cheek. Maybe you can feel them all the way to the eyes. Sometimes the ears feel a little tightened and the lower chin. Just feeling that. And then gently returning, feeling those change in sensations as you do. Good. Now moving down to the neck. So maybe just starting by stretching your neck a little to the left. Just that slight bend towards your left shoulder. Feeling the stresses on your right. Making sure you're doing this as per your comfort, not overstretching. And then gently returning back to centering the neck. As you go the other way now, gently to the right, feeling that slight stretch to the left side of the neck. Not overextending, just bringing mindfulness to that stretching sensation. And gently returning and centering yourself. Now, just bending your neck forward, getting your chin closer to your chest, feeling the stretch at the back of the neck, and gently returning back. And now going the other way, gently bringing your neck so that your face almost faces the ceiling, and feeling the stretch in the front of the neck. So you gently return back to your normal sitting state. And now we gradually move to the shoulders and the back. So just gently rotating your shoulders in one direction, doing it as slowly as you can, feeling those changes and sensations. And now gently rotating in the other direction, again feeling into how those sensations change. And when you're ready, bringing your shoulders to rest. And now moving from the shoulders all the way down to our wrists. So just maybe starting by rolling your wrists, just rolling your wrists, pivoting your palms at the wrist area and rotating them in one direction. Again, the preciseness of the movement isn't a consideration, just being mindful of the sensations and how they change. And now shifting to rotating your wrists in the other direction, feeling those sensations change as you do, and gently returning to resting your wrists. And now, maybe if it's possible for you, if you're on a chair and your arms can go on the side, let your arms loose, and almost as if you are rotating two taps on both the sides. So just rotate those taps, feeling the sensations. And if you are sitting on the bed and you don't have access to freeing your arms, you can do this by tightening a bulb almost. So lifting your hands up and tightening the bulbs, feeling those sensation changes in the forearm, the knees, the elbows, and the biceps if you can. And now gently just resting your arms again as we now come towards the torso. And now for this exercise, making sure that you're comfortable when you do this, but gently now bending your face almost as if you want to rest your face on your lap. So gradually bending down, moving your head towards your lap. Doing so, depending on how comfortable you are, you don't have to go all the way. And feeling the stretches in the back, in the stomach, in the chest, just those sensations right now for you. And gently returning whenever you feel comfortable. Coming back to the resting position again. Now we move to the hips. And for the hips, we're just gonna sit and do something we used to do as kids. Maybe just transferring our weight from one hip to the other as we sit, feeling those changes in sensation and the transfer of weight, feeling how that pressure increases when we transfer the weight, and those sensations of release when it gets transferred to the other side. Just that gentle swaying motion, bringing yourself completely to the sensations of the hips. And now coming back to the resting state as we move over to the thighs. And again, for this exercise, if you feel comfortable, only then stretch as much as you can and nothing more than 60%. So now, when you're ready, gently lifting your right leg, bringing the right knees and your right thighs closer to your chest. Again, you don't have to be precise with it, but just bringing your right knee and your right thighs as much in contact with the chest as you can. Feeling those stretches in the hamstrings and in the thighs. And when you're ready, gently releasing. And now going to the other thigh, doing the same thing, gently lifting your legs, bringing your knees against your chest. If you want, you can have your palms around the knees if it makes it more comfortable. Feeling those stresses in the hamstring and in the thighs. And then gently coming back to resting it again. Now moving on towards now stretching our calf muscles. So just making sure that you can stretch your legs out. And now rolling your feet pivoted at the ankle. So just that usual exercise of rolling both your feet either in the clockwise direction or the anti-clockwise. And as you do that, feeling the stresses in the shin and the calf muscles, and changing the direction of that rotation to the other one now, feeling those stresses that get generated, and then bringing yourself to rest. And now we gradually come down to the next round of exercises, which we will begin with the toes. Now, this exercise set will involve us tensing every muscle to as best as we can, but within the comfort zone, and then holding that tension for a couple of seconds, and then gently, gradually releasing that tension. Again, making sure that you take care of yourself. So, beginning with the toes, and if you can, just stretching your legs outward and clamping those toes, just making those toes as clamped as you can, just clutching on them, almost as if you want to make them very small or so that they touch the sole. Feeling that tightness in all your toes, if you can, for a second, holding this tension and gently releasing, feeling the relaxation in the toe. And now for the feet, this time with your legs, just pointing your toes as outward as you can, just stretching those toes outward, almost as if you are a horizontal ballet dancer. Just stretching both those toes when you're ready. Put the feet, feeling those stresses getting generated, moving all the way to the shin muscles, and holding and gently releasing, feeling that sense of relaxation. Now for the calf muscles, this time just making sure that your legs are outwards and now bringing your feet inwards, as inward as you can, Just feeling that tightness that gets generated in the calf muscles. So bringing your feet as pointing towards your face as much as you can, just having them inwards and feeling that stress, and then gently letting go. And now to tighten and relax the thigh muscles, let us bring our feet upward so that the toes are pointing to the ceiling as best as we can. So just at your own pace, bringing up your legs, making sure the toes point towards the ceiling, feeling those stresses in the thighs, and then gently loosening and releasing. Now moving to the hips and the buttocks. This time, just tightening your buttocks as your sit bones as best as you can. And when you're ready, just making sure you can feel that tension in the buttocks as you sit, almost as if you're trying to reduce your contact area with the chair. Feeling that stress getting generated and then gently releasing, feeling the relaxation. Good. Now coming to the abdomen, just when you're ready, gently tightening your abdomen, almost pulling your navel as inwards as you can, feeling that tightness, feeling that stretch, just holding it for a few seconds and gently releasing. And now, when you're ready, moving up to the chest and the back, and we'll first start by arching forward. And so, as we arch forward, just feeling the tightness that gets generated in the chest area, in the rib cage, feeling those sensations and gently releasing. And now we're going to arch backward. This time, almost as having your chest as much in front as you can, feeling those stresses that get generated on your back and gently releasing and coming back. And now from there, let us move on from the shoulders towards both our arms, right to our palms of both the hands. And again, here, let us begin just by clamping our hands and making a fist and doing it as best as we can so we feel those stresses, feel that generation of that warmth and that pressure in the wrist, in the palm, and just gently releasing. And now again, making that fist, though not as tight as we just did, and having your arms forward, both of them on the same line as your shoulders, making those fists, and then gently turning those fists downwards, almost as if the fists are making a 90-degree angle with your forearm, and feeling those stresses in the forearm. Again, you don't have to be precise with it. As soon as you feel the forearm muscles, you'll realize you're doing the exercise, okay? And now gently releasing that tightness. And now again making a fist, and almost as if you're lifting dumbbells. Just make sure that your armpits and your arms are very close to your body. And almost as if you're lifting a dumbbell on both your hands, bringing those closed fists as close to both your shoulders as you can, touching them. Feeling those stresses that get generated at the contact of the forearm and the biceps. Just feeling into those tightness and those sensations, and then gently releasing, bringing your hands back to resting wherever they were. That's on the thighs for you, that is perfect. And now we come to the shoulder, again taking care of yourself in this exercise. When you're ready, gently tightening the shoulders, bringing them as close to your ears as possible. Feeling those stresses in the shoulder and the back. And gently releasing. You feel comfortable. And now moving up from our shoulders towards our face. And again, let us start with a smile, just gently tightening our face with a wide smile, feeling those stresses on the face, and gently releasing. And now to cover the entire face, if you want, no one's looking, just tighten your face as much as you can in whatever way you feel comfortable. Just tightening your face so that you cover as many muscles as you can, holding that tension, and then gently letting go. And as this mindful movement exercise comes to a gradual closure, just spend the next few seconds doing like a quick body scan, just going through your body and seeing whatever sensations are present right now through the entire body. You could start with the toes, through the feet, shin and calf, thighs, buttocks, abdomen, chest and back, your fists, forearms and biceps, shoulders, neck, and your face. Just feeling those sensations as they come up and being neutral observers. Recognizing this immense capacity to bring awareness to our body and to every single part. Feeling yourself complete and whole. And maybe congratulating yourself for using these few minutes to bring greater mindfulness in your life through just movements of your body that are plain and simple. And when you're ready, you may gradually start to re-establish contact with the environment. And if your eyes have been closed, you may gradually open them as you come back to the living mode again. And hopefully to living a little more mindfully.